are opening their markets to the imports of U.S. goods and services. And I know that agriculture has historically been an area of some contention, so too is the automobile industry. How have those bilateral conversations gone in the context of the regional agreement discussions?
So they've gone well. They're not concluded, and there have been difficult spots, many of them that were reported by the press. But the negotiations have moved forward importantly in both of those areas, as well as many others. Japan is an enormous agricultural market for the United States, and also obviously in other respects, and so it's a very important part of the TPP process. But the negotiations have proceeded forward, and as we move to the next set of meetings that are coming up just this week and next week, Japan is a key part of that negotiating scenario.
I guess the one of the interesting things that we think about is the impact of these trade agreements on not only Americans but citizens across the other 11 markets, and particularly I think the desire in each one of the countries to consolidate and to strengthen middle-class development. And in a country like Vietnam, where we spent a lot of time working, they're doing a number of things the right way, but it's still, in some measure, a closed society, a communist country. But they understand the importance of markets. So in the context of the TPP negotiations, how have U.S. and other negotiators had to engage a country like Vietnam, which in some respects could be considered, a mini China?
Well, Vietnam is understood from the moment that they joined the TPP negotiations that, like the other participants in the negotiations, they needed to meet the high standards that the negotiating framework calls for in all areas, whether it be labor, intellectual property, and all the other areas, and state-owned enterprises, which is a very important provision, obviously, with respect to the TPP, all of the TPP parties, and perhaps in some respects, particularly for some of the participants. So it's understood that it has had to meet those standards, and we have worked with Vietnam, as we've worked with each of the TPP parties, to address issues that were difficult for each country to address.
We have a number of questioners who wanted to talk about, again, the lessons learned, not only in your personal experience with NAFTA, but across some of the other trade negotiations that